All right, if you were switching over from Sunrise here, we were talking about pampering mom and keeping her cool, and I said, fan her with grape leaves. Don't do that because grape leaves are probably that big. She's not going to get fanned much. I don't know what I was thinking. What I was thinking was, you think of like in Rome, they're in their chair and the servants are fanning them, and I was thinking
You're
grapes.
Thinking like back
they're
in
feeding them
Rome.
grapes, and you were thinking maybe palm
fronds
or whatever,
like
but I see something else. But bottom line is keep mom cool, give her grapes,
cool.
maybe a nice glass of wine.
Frozen grapes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love frozen grapes. Have you ever done that?
No.
Oh my gosh.
I don't like ice cubes.
Oh, really? But the thing about the grapes is they get kind of, well, you don't want to, you don't want to freeze them too hard because then, you can't chew them. But if you get them kind of slushy-ish, they're so good.
Oh,
like little popsicles.
Yeah, I have to
You
try
don't like,
that.
You don't like popsicles?
No.
No?
No, I'm not an ice guy. I just don't like ice.
Oh,
I don't
really?
like slushies.
Do you drink your water without ice?
No, but I have to get a straw.
Okay. Alrighty. So you
Ice
don't,
hurts
you don't,
my front of my teeth.
Oh, I see
too.
what you're saying.
That's probably it.
I'm sorry, I'm so sticky right now from
your
cutting
cake?
that angel food cake up there. I'm so sticky. I tried to like clean it up really, really fast and then make it back down. But yeah, I've got cake on my hands and whipped cream and
there's no
I
break.
may have taken a couple of sneaky little bites. A couple of sneaky little bites.
Were you approve?
It was
Turned out good?
It was pretty good.
I
Yeah,
haven't
it's
had
pretty
it.
good. It's such an easy cake too. So it's so simple. It only takes 1 cup of flour for that whole cake. Do you see how big it is?
Yeah.
It's because the structure all comes from the dozen egg whites.
Right. We talked about that.
Yeah, and you beat them like really, really stiff. And so that's what kind of makes it so fluffy and airy.
And you're going to post that on the website? Will it be on the website?
It's a stuffed angel food cake. Yeah, I'll post it there.
And I even told Maddie a little trick because Maddie is a traditionalist in terms of baking, I guess. You like to do things all from scratch, which is...
Oh, yeah, no, I love it.
I said egg whites in a carton, and she actually let me know that sometimes those egg whites in a carton have some stabilizers.
They probably have
maybe.
a stabilizer in there, I would assume.
And for me, I don't have the time to sit there and do but you can, on the store, I've seen it on Amazon, an egg white separator.
It's not that much time to separate it. You give it a crack, and you dump it in your fingers, and then...
Yeah.
It's super not hard at all. But anyway, I just don't like extra tools in my kitchen. Oh. I don't have a huge kitchen, so I don't like a tool that has one use. I don't like.
Oh, okay.
Like, they have an avocado slicer. I don't want an avocado slicer if all it does is slice an avocado.
Right.
Like, I need tools that do multiple things at once.
Okay.
Like, serve multiple purposes. I also just like less things in general. Like, I don't like to have a lot of stuff. I have cleaned out a lot of places in my life, my grandparents passing and losing my brother. And I just realized, stuff is just like, it's just stuff that's gonna get thrown away or donated eventually. I like to have fewer things. And when I die one day, I think my family will thank me that I try to pare things down and not have too many things that they'll have to one day go through.
See, and I'm totally the opposite. I have to have every little tool.
You want every little tool?
Like,
really?
Like my kit, I have quite a bit of space in my kitchen in terms of drawers and cupboards, and they are full.
Okay.
With
you don't mind the tool to slice to core your strawberry.
I have an avocado slicer.
You have an avocado slicer.
I have a little thing that you core it like that and take the core and then you put the avocado through it and it slices it perfectly. What else would you laugh at?
Do you have a strawberry core slicer? I've seen those too.
I have a cherry pitter.
Oh my gosh!
You put your cherry in it, you push down, it pits it for me. What else? So, yeah, I do have those little trinkets.
I could see a cherry pitter being useful. If I had a cherry tree, I would maybe get a cherry pitter because I like that is a pain to go pit all your cherries if you want to make a cherry cobbler or a cherry pie, because I've done that before and it looks like a murder scene. Yeah. You're just covered in cherry juice. I had to do it outside. I found a picture yesterday of last summer. My friend had a cherry tree and I pitted so many cherries.
Oh my gosh.
It's
by hand?
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, by hand.
I have a jalapeno.
You have a jalapeno tool?
Yeah, it's the coolest thing. It's only about like that. You cut the jalapeno in the end, and then you take it and it spirals inside the jalapeno and pulls all the innards out.
I mean,
Boom,
that's kind of cool. But also, what does it work for? Jalapenos.
Jalapenos.
No other item.
You could use it for a sweet pepper.
If it was small enough, right? It has to be as
small
as a jalapeno.
They have those.
It has to be that size.
Yeah, but it's mainly for jalapenos.
Well, I will say one good thing about that is that you probably don't have this problem, which I actually have run into a few times, but it was literally, I think like last week, I was slicing jalapenos. I was making dinner. I threw it in the Instant Pot for the kids because I had to come back down here for the Crime Victims March. And I didn't wash my hands well after the jalapeno, I guess.
Oh.
Because you have to wash your hands really well after
Yes,
the
you do.
jalapeno. And I rubbed my eye later when I got down here because I was crying. I did, oh my gosh. It hurt so bad.
Yeah,
if I wasn't crying before, I was crying after.
That's the worst when you get some type of when you're cooking.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
always extra. We're usually, to be honest with you, if I'm doing anything with jalapenos or whatever, I use rubber gloves.
Will you
Yeah,
really?
I do.
I've seen Justin put on gloves
do.
too with jalapenos.
Yep.
If he's cutting a lot of them, that's
Yep.
probably a smart move. Because ow, like use some
And
good soap after you do that.
It's hard to get rid of that sting too,
Oh,
for
it
a
is.
while.
It's so hard. Well, do you remember when we did our hot wing challenge?
I
Oh my
do.
gosh, we should have talked about that yesterday.
I do, because I was the winner.
You were.
And I don't even really like hot spicy foods, but I'd be danged.
If me and Alex were going to beat you?
Yep, and they did not.
So funny.
But I drank remember the milk they had
They
to go
went
get
and
from
bought
Target?
milk from Target next door for us.
Even though milk is, they say, doesn't really help, I
No,
guess.
they say water doesn't help.
water.
I think milk actually is supposed to help.
Yeah, I forget what level I got to, but it wasn't
You
even on the
got
menu.
high.
Wasn't even on the menu.
It was that hot that it wasn't even on the menu.
Yeah, they said, okay, fine, Kevin, we'll bring this out. And let me just tell you, I don't eat spicy stuff like that on a normal day. Like hot wings, I don't like hot wings. Really.
No. You don't like spicy things?
Not super spicy.
No.
I'm the type, if I'm going to enjoy food, I don't want it so spicy I can't enjoy it.
No, I mean, I
hate
agree.
Going to,
100%.
I hate going to restaurants and
I
they go,
don't know
oh, this
why.
spicy dish. And then you can't even enjoy it.
Yeah.
I've learned different cuisines. Like, for instance, I love Indian food.
Mm-hmm.
And I've learned when I go to my Indian restaurant for dinner, I ordered medium once, and it was unbearable.
I was going to say, you probably want to go mild.
Mild.
Indian and Thai.
Yes.
You don't want medium.
You don't want medium because
Unless
in
you
my
want it
world,
really
that is
hot.
extreme.
Yes.
So I could barely eat that dish, and I'm sure if I would have said something, they would have been like done something, but I was too embarrassed to say it.
This is too hot for me.
Yeah, that was like I ate a few bites, and I was like, if I do this, I ate heartburn city.
Yeah, no, that's not fun.
So now I have mild, and it's splendid.
Yes. Well, my mom's the one who'll be like, she'll order like the pasta alla Diablo. And she'll be like, is that very hot? And they're like, it's kind of hot. And she's like, I'm sure it's fine. I'll order it. And then she's like, oh, that's too hot. That's too spicy. It's like, Mom, it's called alla Diablo for
Yeah, I
a
was going to
reason.
say, Diablo gives it gives it
Hello.
away.
It's a little spicy. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, she's
but I like
a bad orderer.
A little spice is fine.
I like a little spice.
little kick.
I agree.
I don't like hot. I like just a little kick.
And I think I like things even a little spicier than like Justin, my husband, does. He's not super into spice either. My kids are like such babies. What was it that Noah wouldn't eat the other day because he thought it was too spicy? What was it? I'm trying to
Do
remember.
they typically like spicy stuff?
No, they do not. They're big babies. Was it salsa? I can't remember because Wyatt will eat salsa and like hotter things more, but like Noah especially is a big baby.
So we can't have the hot chip challenge with him?
No. Although I think I have seen them eating like hot Cheetos or something at school before. I'm like,
See, I don't
really? You
even
guys
hot
like those?
Cheetos. No.
Ugh. It's just, I'm sorry. That color is not found in nature.
Oh, I do
I
like
don't want to
Cheetos.
eat it.
Don't get me wrong.
Well,
I
also
love
the Cheeto
Cheetos.
color is not found in nature.
Oh, well.
I'm specifically talking about the hot Cheeto color, but either of them. Although,
Yes.
I guess poppies are that color, but that's not what that color is coming from. All right, should we talk about our moms? I have the little video pulled down of all the pictures of our moms.
A lot of great team members here and their moms, and so we asked them yesterday to send them in. Here's Maddie.
This is me and my mom in Italy in 2018.
There's me and my mom, and we were vacationing in Hawaii, enjoying some good time with family.
And that is my beautiful mother-in-law, Sandy, at the beautiful Bakersfield Awards last year. She was my date.
And Elena just got back from a trip with her mom.
And that's
They had a
Glammy.
fantastic-
That's
the
what
Glammy.
her mom is known as.
Yes, and Nathan Bryant and his mom Michelle.
Our executive producer extraordinaire and our extraordinary assistant news director, Erica, and her mom and daughter.
And this is Justin White. He's a photog and, well, report does it all here, and his mom.
He really, does it all seriously. And that is Jaspreet. She edits our daytime newscasts. This was such a fun trip. I was looking for pictures of me and my mom last night, and I I was scrolling through so many, like, oh, maybe this one, maybe this one. And then I found that one. I was like, that was one of my favorite things that we've ever done together, was go to Italy. And me and Justin had wanted to go. She had wanted to go. She's a single woman. And it was 2 years after I'd had my third baby. I don't know what came over me to decide that this was the time to travel internationally, but we did it, and I'm so glad. We did 10 days. We stayed in Airbnbs. It made it much more affordable that we did it with her, so we could split like Airbnbs along the way and hotels every now and then. But that was one of my favorite memories. I'm so glad that we did that together. It was wild. It was just like so incredible. It was my very first time really traveling internationally. I've been to Mexico and I've been to Canada, but that's it. I mean, I feel like overseas is a whole different genre of travel. And so that was one of my favorite memories with my mom, but I have so many favorite memories.
And I think Elena, I think hers was a cruise with her mom. Was it a cruise? No, it wasn't a cruise.
No, they did London and Paris. And her mom and her friend that she went with, or maybe it was her aunt, stayed and did a cruise after.
Oh, that's
Elena
what it was.
then came home.
Yes.
Yeah, she had to get home to the babies.
Yeah. She's the matriarch of that family. She had to rush back.
Yes, to her 3 little girls. But yeah, they did Paris and London. I guess they had been there before, and it was a really special story. They were planning a trip. Her mom was planning a trip when her father was diagnosed with cancer, and he passed away rather quickly. And Elena promised to her father that she would make sure her mom got to go to Paris.
Yes.
And so this was a trip like years in the making. It was so exciting for her. I've made her sit and tell me about it, but I want to hear more. And the pictures are gorgeous, and they had an incredible time. So I'm so happy that she got to do that. But that's a really special memory.
Yeah, and she was super excited because then her mom surprised her because she said, I think your dad would have loved this. Surprised her with first class. I
didn't hear that.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
First class.
Whoa, baby.
She said she had to do coach on the way back, but she said, but who cares on the way back? You're tired. Who cares about going there?
Whoa.
You're the excitement of going and being.
And then you're in first. Have you ever flown in first class?
I have, not internationally because that gets pricey.
Oh, crazy.
But
crazy.
I have done first class to Hawaii.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, Hawaiian Airlines is probably, I think, one of the, unless you're going international, but is the best because they have full lay-down seats. I think Hawaiian is the only ones.
Really?
That goes totally down to a bed.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I just slept the whole trip to Hawaii.
It's not that long of a trip, though. Is it like
6
4 hours? Is it 6 hours?
5 or 6 hours, yeah.
Oh, kind of longer than I thought.
And then I flew back, and I'm joking when I say this, I flew back as a peasant. In coach.
And that's all I ever fly.
I'm not disrespecting anybody because I usually fly coach. I do not 100%. Fly first class.
I have relatives who are like, you don't fly first class? I'm like, no.
I mean, if I could, I would. I'm not going to say. I mean, I love the amenities.
Well, and if you're a tall man, I mean, flying in coach anymore is torture.
Yeah.
It's so bad. My brother-in-law is 6'6". And I sat in an airplane seat recently. I don't remember where I was. Oh yeah, I went to Texas. I went to San Antonio to see my sister. I sat there and like my knees almost touched the back of the seat in front of me. I'm like, how does he even get in here? He can't.
For that long.
He has to like sit kind of sideways. But if you sit sideways, you're in the other seat as well.
Yeah.
And
I looked at a price of a round trip ticket, first class to Sweden.
Ooh, first class, Kevin Charette.
Not happening.
Don't go first class. You don't have
to
go first class.
I'm not, but I just was curious. Like, what would it be?
$5,000?
10.
10? Sorry.
10 grand for me to fly first class round trip to Sweden.
Man, that's bananas.
Yeah, I love my Swedish relatives, but I won't be flying first class.
Well, my mom had to do a trip last year. She had to do a lot of international trips for work, and she had to go to India, and it's a super duper long flight. Like I want to say 14 hours, something like that. It was crazy long. So she doesn't usually fly first class. And her I don't think she did first. Her business bought her normal ticket, and then she could pay for an upgrade. And I think she upgraded to business. I don't think it was first class, but I think that upgrade, just the upgrade
was
$2,000.
Yeah.
Over that. Just for the upgrade on top of the ticket.
Yeah.
And that was just to business. That wasn't to first.
If I ever win the lottery, you know I really want to fly?
What?
The airlines of all airlines.
What's it?
Emirates.
Oh.
Oh,
I don't know anything about it.
Emirates Air? Oh, yeah. You fly Emirates, and it is like the Ritz-Carlton of flying.
Really?
You have your own suite. You have your own bed in your suite. You have a TV. You have your own bar.
Oh my gosh.
Then
Is this like all passengers?
no, this is just Emirates
This
first
is their
class.
first class. I bet their coach is probably
Pretty nice.
Pretty
yeah.
nice,
But in the first class,
comparatively.
you have your own shower.
a shower.
A shower
Stop
and
it.
bathroom. And I did look for a round trip ticket to like Dubai. 'Cause it's Emirates.
Stupid.
Yeah,
$50,000.
it was.
Yeah.
$50,000.
Oh, easy.
Yep.
Easy. Because if you're flying first class to Dubai, of all places, you have $50,000 to spare.
Exactly. But yeah, I
100%.
was like, I'm just curious. Let's go to Dubai.
Dumb.
It was $50,000 each.
Each way?
No, each. If two of
Oh,
us
per
went.
person.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
That's not happening.
That's insane. That is insane. Would you go to Dubai? Is that a place
I
like
really
on your
would love to
bucket
go to
list?
Dubai. Dubai is, because I watched some documentaries on Dubai and stuff like that. It's just so, the culture is just so much different than,
Right.
it's so clean. Like
Mm-hmm.
the streets are pristine. Like, it's just, you would think you're in a fairy tale in Dubai.
Really?
It's just, it's very rich.
And very strict.
Very, very strict. Yeah, in terms of crime and infrastructure.
Yeah.
It's just
That'd be interesting. I have so many places that I want to visit. I think Singapore is another one that's like that. Very, very clean, very, very strict. I've heard that's a really incredible place to visit. I've had friends who've been there for like military service, and also the food scene in Singapore looks really cool. I'm judging simply from watching Crazy Rich Asians,
Right.
which is adorable. But their food scene looks amazing. According to the movie, it's the only place in the world where street food vendors get Michelin stars.
wow.
I know, right?
And I'm scared to eat any street food.
Oh, I love. That's my favorite part of traveling is eating.
Oh, it is me
Eating.
too, but I'm very, street
You're a
food.
scaredy
yeah,
cat.
I am a little scary cat. The other place I want to go is Bora Bora.
Ooh, where's the?
Bora Bora is way out in the middle of nowhere. Islands like this.
Okay. Do you know like what country it's close to?
But I think it's in the Caribbean.
My geography
I
sucks.
know, well,
my geography's
that far out,
terrible.
I have to think. I think it's in the Caribbean.
Okay.
It's just a long ways.
Okay.
But
Is
I
that
wanna-
the place with like the huts on the
yes,
water?
and the blue water.
Okay.
Yeah, really want to do that.
Cool.
I just don't want to do nothing. I
What-
just want to sit on a
What's your top?
Bora Bora.
Bora Bora. That's your like top place.
I just want to go escape, clear my mind, and just sit out on the
Do
deck.
it. Start saving.
Oh yeah, no, it's a matter of finding time and.
Kevin, you tell me all the time how much time you have stocked up for vacation.
Well, I have lots of
You
vacation
have so much that you
time.
like max out.
I have lots of vacation
Go!
time. I just need to find time and
Uh-huh.
Well, no, really, I told you earlier.
Excuses?
So here's my excuse. I have two elderly dogs. I have a 13-year-old and a 15-year-old dog, and I am waiting until
They pass away.
they pass to the heavens before I do more traveling.
You don't trust like to board them somewhere like really
I
nice?
trust boarding, but I would really be lost if I was gone somewhere and something happened.
You're
to them.
afraid that like they would pass away while you were
Right,
gone.
something could happen and then I'm not there. And if you know me and my
Yeah.
pets, my dogs are like my kids,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't be able to get back in time even if something was going
Right.
bad. So I just figure I will wait for
Okay. Couple
and
of
then
years.
and then I'll give maybe a pets a break for a little bit and do a little bit
and
more.
do the
Yeah.
travel. It is hard to have a pet and travel. Like that is difficult because we have a dog and we had one for a while and she passed away and it was like, there was like 6 months gap before we got another one. And it's freeing to like not have to make arrangements for your pet when you want to go somewhere. Like we want to go somewhere like, oh, we can't bring Poppy or we can't bring Layla at the time. And like,
Right.
okay, so what are we going to do? Boarding her, you have to go through all these hoops to board them, and then it's so much money. Or like finding someone to come over, and
I used to have people come over and watch the dogs,
Yeah.
and then those people left, and I was like, "What are we going to do?" And so they started doing daycare at Fur and Feathers just down the street, and I was so scared leaving them because they'd never been around other dogs. I was like, "They're going to get in fights," and I was blown away. When dogs are not by your side, they're a whole different deal. They sent me videos and pictures, and London and Brooklyn are just in the yard with like 20 other dogs, just minding their own business. I was like, "What is this?" We go for a walk, and a dog walks by, and Brooklyn's hair's on her head, because she's trying to protect me. But I've started to feel a little bit better taking him. At least now I trust you know, for feathers to take them. Like next week when I'm gone at Disney for the 70th for Sunrise, they're going to be there for 3 days.
Cool.
And so they will board them, and they have different things. I give them stargazing at night.
Stargazing? Do your dogs like to stargaze?
No, they call it stargazing, but like they'll come out and take them potty one more time at night.
Oh, nice. I see.
They do paw prints, like you can do paw painting. They do a lot of fun things, so it makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah, my mom has to board her dog a lot because she lives in Texas, and whenever she comes to visit here, which she does quite a lot, she usually boards him because my sister has 4 children and 2 dogs and 8 chickens and
That's
planning to add another one.
Yeah.
But it gets expensive. It's like paying for another hotel room on top of whatever you're already paying for every single day. So normally we're super lucky that we have someone who will come over like in the morning and feed Poppy, in the night and feed Poppy, and like play with her for a little bit. And she has so much to do in our backyard that I don't really feel bad. Like she can, chase gophers and chase the chickens, and our neighbors are there and they see her every single day because our fences aren't like here in Bakersfield.
Yeah.
So
I would probably do that.
I
I'd probably
feel
have my
pretty good
neighbors
about
come
it.
over. But now with London being 15-13, Brooklyn 13, Brooklyn's on 4 medications a day.
Oh, wow.
London's on 2 medications a day. So that's a lot to ask
a lot
of
to ask of
somebody.
somebody. Yeah,
And
you're right.
they're
Totally.
hand fed, so they're not like free feeders.
What?
I don't mean hand fed. I mean we feed them each day.
Oh.
Some dogs, they just have their bowl of food.
Yeah.
That's
I
what
was like, you sit there and like.
No, then I've gone crazy, right? I just made somebody fall off of their computer. Kevin hand feeds his dogs? I meant we feed them. So that's another task that somebody would have to do.
That's a lot.
So it's
You're
better
right.
just to take them over there. I trust them now, and I feel
That's nice.
better, and they've eased my
No, that's really nice.
anxiety.
I don't know where my top is, like on my list though. There's so many places I want to visit. So many places. There's so many cool places in the world. I had never been to Hawaii until 2023. We went to Hawaii and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a really amazing place. Before that, it had never even been on my radar. Like, I know it's beautiful, but I was like, But it was so cool.
Does Justin have a place
that he wants
where
to?
you guys could?
He loved Hawaii. Hawaii was the place he
okay.
really wanted to go. And so we went for like our, I don't know, something anniversary. And that was really cool. So I'm glad like he chose that and made it happen. And airline credit cards, by the way, that's how we flew there.
Oh, heck yeah.
Like basically for free.
I have a Capital
so
One
cool.
card, and I haven't went anywhere, as you know. And I think I'm over 110,000 miles on that card.
I love it because
Yeah.
I can we can get several free plane tickets a year just by using those rewards.
Yep.
So it's so useful, especially because I have family that live out of state. I have family in Texas and Colorado and Oregon. So flying to see them, gets expensive, especially when you got all these children to fly.
I know. Well, at least it's kind of easy for you because you can fly from Bakersfield to San Antonio.
No, there's no direct flight.
You go from Bakersfield to
Usually Phoenix. There's a couple different
Phoenix too?
stopovers.
Okay,
Phoenix
there
is
is
an easy one.
There is for you too. Okay.
Yeah, no, there's a stopover. San Antonio is not the best airport to fly into. Not like difficult wise, but like it's not cheap to fly into San Antonio. As big as San Antonio is, it's massive.
I know.
I don't know why it's so expensive to fly in there.
But it's like, people will complain about Meadows Field being so expensive to fly out of, but it's an example. As you know, San Antonio, the smaller airports are just more expensive,
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's not. San Antonio is a huge city.
Right.
It's like the
so
10th
is
biggest
Bakersfield.
city
We
in
just
the
went
country.
to 419,000 people.
Right, but San Antonio is like 4 million.
Oh, it is? Oh, I don't even know.
It's like one of the top 10
okay.
biggest cities. I don't know that. Don't quote me on that population because I'm sure I'm super off. But
And
it's one of the top biggest cities in like the country.
Well, and it's not the airports that pick these prices; it's the airlines.
No,
But
I would pay if I'm doing one person flying out of Meadows Field. Sign me up.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is the best.
Yes, not having to deal with LA traffic.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to deal with the parking at LAX.
The traffic getting to LAX,
Yeah.
like you said.
And I think our airport, to be honest with you, is getting used more and more because I flew out not long ago. The parking lot at Meadows Field was packed.
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, what is going to happen if we add more flights at Meadows Field? Where are people going to park?
Yeah, they're
Like,
going
what
to
are
have
they
to
gonna-
expand.
where-
You're right.
If I come to the airport and there's no parking spots, what do I do?
Well, I went
catch my flight?
to San Antonio and it was spring break time, and the airport itself was crazy busy. There were
Meadows?
so many people in there. Yeah,
It's
at Meadows.
great. It's great to see.
Right. And
I'm
it's still
praying.
super easy and fast to get through everything.
Yeah.
So that's what makes it nice. You're not never like, oh, am I going to make it?
Right.
Oh, you want to hear what I did? in San
I
Antonio?
did miss my flight once at Meadows Hill.
You did?
Because I thought, oh, it's Meadows Hill. To get there like 20 minutes before my flight.
Had they already stopped boarding?
Yes. Let me just tell
And
you.
they wouldn't let you in?
No, because the gate agents, and I have a friend who's a gate agent at Meadowsfield, they do, unlike the big airports, the gate agents that you go get your ticket from, they also are responsible for helping get the luggage to the plane and all that. So they have multiple duties. So they shut
Boarding down?
getting in or checking in 30 minutes before, at least 30 minutes, so that they can get out and do their other duties. So always plan to be at the airport,
What
even
did you
Meadowsfield, an
do?
hour. I had to catch the next flight.
Oh no!
I was like, are you joking? You're like right here. The plane's right there. She goes, I know.
You're
but
like, I can see it.
I can't. I have to cut off.
Oh, that sucks.
So,
That sucks so
let me just
bad.
tell you, I now get to Meadowsfield at least an hour before my flight.
Okay, well,
Just
that's a
to make
good
sure.
tip. That's good to know.
But they still recommend 2 hours.
That,
So,
which is wild to me. I don't
know,
do
that's
that.
a little wild for Meadows. 1 hour
At
is what I
Meadowsville,
did.
1 hour. If it's a easier, even San Antonio, I think I got there just a little over an hour before my flight, and I
Yeah.
was like, I feel fine. I feel good about this.
But I definitely like flying out of the. I'm hoping that more flights come out of Meadowsfield
flights?
west to west. I know we go to San Francisco. I think that's the only from Meadows we go to San
What,
Francisco.
direct?
Yes.
No, they have direct to.
No, I mean going east, but I'm saying from
Oh.
going west. I think it's just San Francisco, to,
west.
like Seattle,
Like up
Portland.
and down the West Coast. I
Yeah,
was like,
west.
not much further west we can fly from
I'm talking
here.
about. Well, you have a lot of airports. You have
Slow?
L.A., San Diego,
Yes.
Portland, Seattle.
South. From
Well,
here.
south and north.
Okay,
Northwest.
south and north.
Northwest. There we go. I'm just saying from
You're gonna go to the
Bakersfield west, the only place you can fly out of Meadowsfield, I believe, is San Francisco. And then you
Oh,
connect
okay.
there.
You can fly to. Yeah, I guess you can't fly to LA
Or Sacramento.
or Sacramento.
No,
Oh,
San
okay.
Francisco. So I'm hoping they bring a few more airports for the west.
That would be nice.
That'd be great. Oh my gosh.
Hey, if they went to
there was a
Eugene,
exactly.
that'd be great
Or
for
even
me.
Portland. Portland would be more,
For you.
bigger
Yeah,
airport.
yeah, Eugene.
Portland or Seattle. I'd
would
be
be
gone
nice.
so much.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Well, I went to San Antonio, and on the way back, I checked in. I went through security, like I'm doing good, and then I was like, oh, hey, where's this gate? And she's like, through those doors, back down that way. I was like, oh, okay. And I walked through those doors, and I'm like, I'm back in the lobby. Like, what just happened? I just went through security. Why am I in the lobby again? Well, I'd read the wrong gate. I read
Oh,
the gate
no.
from my connecting flight instead.
So you
And
did
so
all the
I had to go
TSA?
through security twice. And they were
Oh,
like,
that's the worst.
weren't you just here? I was like, yeah, it's so much fun. I want to do it again. Can you please scan me?
Yeah, they were thinking, yeah.
Scan me all over again.
Crazy lady, take her to the side, extra scanning. Nobody
like
goes through
such an
TSA
idiot.
twice. They barely want
I
to go through
know,
it
right?
once.
Thank goodness I had time and it wasn't a long line because
Yeah.
I would have been in so much trouble had it been a long line because I'd gotten there in good time, like in the morning, and like had it like piled up in that 10 minutes it took me to go through and leave.
That is almost always my fear, though, when I get through security and I'm walking around and I'm looking for I'm like, okay, is this, once I go out this area, am I
Yeah.
coming back in?
Well, I need to be more careful.
Yes.
Apparently.
I've done that
I
on
need
honor
a giant
flights.
exit sign.
Because I usually, when we land, I usually go ahead of all the veterans to get to the bus. And I don't want to go out until I make sure that everybody's getting off the plane. And I'm always looking for that door because I'm like, if I go out that door, I'm not coming back in. Is this the way they're coming when they get off? Or Kevin's lost in D.C.
It's a whole different story for
Yes.
17 News at Sunrise. Kevin's Adventures Lost in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, it's like Home Alone. Kevin.
Oh, alrighty. Well, that about does it. We hope you're going to have a beautiful Mother's Day weekend. Stay cool and be careful because we haven't felt these temperatures in a long time.
Yep, pamper your mom.
Pamper your mom. Yep. Take it easy today, tomorrow. Hey, by the time we see you again on Monday, it's going to be time for a cool down again.
Yep,
So
can't
we're
wait for that.
excited for that. Yeah. Thank you for joining us for After Sunrise and 17 News at Sunrise, of course. We'll see you back on 17 News at noon. But if not, we'll see you on Sunrise on Monday. Everyone have a beautiful weekend.